What's brown and sounds like a bell? Dung. What's brown and sticky? A stick. And I hope despite the bad jokes you'll stick around while we learn how to play I'll Stick Around on our guitars. But before anybody sticks anything anywhere, I'd like to take just a moment to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon Supporter of the Cause Club: Mikey Siegs, Andrew Meir, Kyle Kinder, and Fran Reaza. Thank you very much for your support. That counts. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, the link will be in the description. I'll Stick Around may hold the world record for number of Kooky Bananas chords per Foo Fighters song. And we're going to talk about all of them because this is really fun. And the first one we want to get to know is the inside out power chord, known to the rest of the world as an inverted power chord, but inside out sounds so much more fun. Consider a G power chord right here. You've got a G, a D, and if you're playing a 3-finger power chord, another G. That is a root, fifth, root. That's what power chords are made up of: roots, fifths, and roots. Now, consider a C power chord starting on the A string 3rd fret. We've got a C, which is now the root, a G, which is now the 5th, and maybe another C. So, power chords are all made up of 1s and 5s. And technically it doesn't matter in what order the roots and fifths appear. For instance, on our C chord, we have a C and a G, and we can add a G beneath. So we'll have 3, 3, 5 there. This is a C power chord with a G in the bass, an inside-out power chord. And we're going to use this thing in this song. Regular C power chord, inside-out C power chord. You hear the difference. Growlier, muddier. So, for the intro and the chorus, if you're Dave, you're going to play it like this. I think he's using 2-finger power chords, and he uses pointer pinky. Use pointer ring if you want, but he's going to play a G power chord. Now, this is going to be an E flat power chord, or D sharp, because we've got the D string 1st fret as the root, and then the G string 3rd fret. That's our power chord, but it's an inside-out power chord. So, 1, 1, 3. G, E flat inside out, to B flat, so your pinky finger or whatever finger is moving to the D string, and this becomes a 2-string power chord, up to C, and then an inside out F power chord. So we've got 3, 5, 1, 1, 3 starting on A, 1, 3 starting on A, 3, 5, and 3, 3, 5. If you're Dave. But here's an easier way to do it. If you do 3-finger power chords all the way, or 3-string power chords, we're going to have our G. Then we've got our inside-out E flat. It's still going to be like that. But to switch to B flat, all we have to do is plop our ring finger down to the D string, up to C, and then to switch to F, all you have to do is remove your ring finger. I think that's easier. And Chris Shiflett is seen when they're playing live moving this way up the neck. Now, he's playing the exact same chords Dave is, but I find what he's doing to be the easiest yet, so you may like this one. G power chord, 3 fingers, just like we did. Up to inside out E flat, which is going to be 6, 6, 8, so just remove your ring finger when you get there and make sure you're barring both strings with your pointer finger. All you have to do is add your ring finger back to make B flat, up 2 frets to C, remove the ring finger for inside out F, and now we have, and you get to frantically try to get back down to 3 from up here. Fun. For the verse, we're going to take a regular old C chord and we're going to move it up to frets 8, 9, and 10, rendering it a G chord because C, D, E, F, G. Chord number 2 is going to be the same shape, 2 frets lower. Chord number 3 is move it 1 fret lower, but add your pinky finger to the D string. Your middle finger is now obsolete. Chord number 4 is the first chord again. Chord number 5 is move it down 2 frets and add the pinky. Chord number 6 is the same as chord number 3. And then you hang up on G again, and you hear that happen. Just reach your pinky finger for B10 and then E10. Here's our verse. C shape, 2 frets lower, 1 fret lower, add the pinky, back up, different shape, 1 fret lower, hang on, G. That's your verse. For the pre-chorus, we're going to start on a normal B flat power chord. Here's an awesome chord. It's a crazy way to play G7. What we want is, there's 2 ways here. You can have E3, A2, D3, open G, open B, but not the E string. I don't like the selective strumming, so I'm going to play it with 3, 2, 3, 4 on the G string. Followed by C9, not C add 9. C9 is like C add 9, but those 2 fingers go there. So you've got A3, D2, G3, B3. B flat power chord, whichever way you chose, and that's the pre. I love that. That's the pre-chorus. And here's why I love that. The G string goes in that chord progression, which is just nuts. And you know the chorus because it's the same as the intro, which leaves just the bridge, which is towards the end of the song. The I'll stick around part starts with an inside out E flat power chord, but check this out. It's going to be A1, that's the 5th in the bass, D1, that's the root, G3, that's the 5th again, and then B4, that's the root again. So this is a 5th root, double inside out power chord. So E flat, double inside out. To F7 with a C in the bass played like this. It's going to be, now, leave your pinky finger and put your ring finger on D3, your middle finger on A3, and your pointer fingers sneak back to G2. We'll talk about why that's F7 with a C in the bass in just a second, but followed by, thank goodness, regular G, regular D. So, E flat, double inside out, F7 with a C in the bass, G, D. One more time if I can. So fun. All afternoon I'm thinking I've never seen that shape before, and I'd come up with a convoluted way to explain it. You know, here's your F shape, and to make that a 7 chord, you add the pinky finger there, and there's a C in your F, so you can use that C instead, and there, we're left with that shape minus the baby E string, but it's quite a bit less mysterious than that. Your E chord, if you make an E7 the normal way, what you're doing is adding a D note to your E chord, and there's a D note on the B string 3rd fret. So if that's an E7, that's an F7. Not so mysterious, still kooky bananas. Those are all the pieces, and not that you asked, but I think I'll Stick Around just became my personal #1 favorite Foo Fighters song to play. What's your #1 favorite Foo Fighters song to play? And thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful. I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye. Listen, as guitar players, we are always searching for that special tone that we hold in our mind's earballs. And I'm very excited to share with you the Guitar Pedals 101 course from Wampler Pedals. And it's probably not what you think. Rather than being about multitudinous arrays of pedals, it walks you through the various points in the signal chain from guitar to pickups to amp to cabinets that influence how pedals respond. And Brian Wampler illustrates his points and makes lots and lots of different tones with only 2 pedals. I took this course, I found it highly informative, so if you are on a lifelong mission for your tone, I encourage you to do the same, and it's only $20, so the first time you don't spend $200 on a pedal you don't even need and find the answer in some stuff you already have, or maybe get, sent off in a different, more helpful direction, you'll be totally glad you did. And the best part is you do not have to be an expert in these matters to gain from this Guitar Pedal 101 course from Wampler. It's for noobs, but there's also stuff for more experienced folks in there too. I owned 0 pedals 5 years ago, true story, and now Miss Poopadoop and I are obsessed. I wish I'd have found this course 4 3/4 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of brain power and energy. So check out the link in the description.